she's totally ignoring him. there goes the way that the arrows go. Yeah, they can. No, it's more that. So basically on my start, that steward has been running that way, so that will be the start of my game. Yeah, they're running the opposite way to that one. The warming up an hour.
What now? Well, a very good evening and welcome to Loughborough University for the first day of the 2022 Schools Games National Finals. 4 days of competition, 10 sports and over 1,000 athletes descending on the East Midlands to take on the very best the nation's schools have to offer. The triathlon starts with the Aquathlon tonight. We've got the women's and men's competition as well as a Paratri final. We've got two heats in the men's and women's aquathlon competition. It's a 320 metres swim with a 2.2 kilometre run. And they will have heats and finals. No matter where they come, there is a B final in both the men's and women's competition. The final race of the day kicking off at 6:45 p.m. We're expecting these races to take around about 15 minutes or so. And you can see our wonderful bright baby blue transition area right in front of you here at the pool in Loughborough. The Pool of Dreams. Well, the aquathlon, the first heat for the women. We've got Lauren Mitchell, Rebecca Van Aert, Helena Coy, Ellen Ruck, Amelie Smethurst, Tabitha Robson, Poppy Mitchell, Lucy Phillips, Lucy Jones and Ely Malloy. These your athletes. We've got Lana Morgan, Emily Wilson and Freya Lester as well from the East Midlands on home turf. Pretty much that's what that EM stands for. So they are competing for their regions. This is the highest tier of schools competition they can compete in. It is the Schools Games National Finals, and it all comes down to this evening's action. So it's a 320 metre swim in this first heat. We'll see them enter into the pool via the west side of campus, if you like. Athletics, cycling, BMX, cricket, road cycling, track cycling, hockey, modern pentathlon, netball, triathlon, wheelchair basketball and wheelchair tennis. The 10 sports that make up the 2022 Schools Games Finals, and we have the presentation of the athletes into the pool. Onto the pontoon, and they get this wonderful presentation.
Representing South Central, Lucy Phillips. Representing Wales, Lucy Jones. Representing the East Region, Lana Morgan. Representing the Northwest, Emily Wilson. Representing the East Midlands, Freya Lester. And representing Yorkshire, Ely Malloy.
Well, 13 athletes lining up on the pontoon for this first heat of the women's aquathlon.
We will soon see the start of the event.
Lining up 6 and 7. We'll see them swim 320 metres.
As the 13 athletes.
There's an opportunity this year as well for all the athletes, staff, volunteers and spectators to take part in the Best of Games Sport Awards by nominating an athlete or volunteer at the Schools Games who have demonstrated the key values of determination, honesty, passion, respect, self-belief, teamwork and being eco-friendly as well. So we've got just about a minute until things get underway.
And then it's a 3-lap run, totaling just over 2,300 metres around this outside.
The athletes will head back out of the doors they entered into. Here we are to get things underway. The Schools Games National Finals for 2022 is underway. The Aquathlon here with Heat 1 in the women's competition. It's Mitchell, Van Aert, Coy, Ruck, Smethurst, Robson, Mitchell, Phillips, Jones, Morgan, Wilson, Lester and Malloy all into the pool and all on the charge. Well, as they make their way up and tumble turn to come back down, they will start to follow the big yellow boys around the perimeter of the pool before they exit through the top. You can see they start to bunch up now, and it does become a little bit more chaotic as they head towards the first turn around the boys in the middle of the pool. And it can sometimes be a little bit of a lottery in these opening stages, but it's starting to stretch out already on the first turn. Well, looking strong at the moment. And we're already seeing it broken up. We will see all of these athletes again in either the B or A final. The A final for the female competition here at the Schools Games National Finals. The A final is at 6:15 this evening, so just under 2 hours' time. We have no numbers on the skull caps. So everyone's guess is as good as mine at the moment. Well, it's looking smooth at the moment. 13 athletes in this first heat. Looking strong. They've already got a bit of a breakaway too at the front. Just trying to pick out a couple of numbers as well on their arms as they come past us. Loughborough University first held the Schools Games finals back in 2016. It was great to see the Schools Games back for 2021 after an absent COVID pandemic year in 2020. The Pool of Dreams here on Loughborough University campus. Training paddock to the likes of Olympic champion Adam Peaty. And at the front we have Lucy Jones of Wales at the moment, just leading things. Lucy Jones Number 17 looking very strong. And the first athlete to exit the pool heading into transition to get those trainers on. All 13 athletes navigating the swim nicely. Well, we've got Ellen Ruck in third, Lucy Jones looking strong at the front at the moment as they're coming to the first of 3 laps, and they head straight out of campus. And Lucy Jones from Wales looking good at the moment, in first place, leading out on the run. We've got Poppy Mitchell of London, number 13, she is in second, and Ellen Ruck of the Southwest. Emily Wilson there as well, and that's the rest of the pack as well. It's a strong start at the front. Lucy Jones just leading as they come along campus and look to head back towards home. It's a tough old route, but it's a nice undulating course as they head back towards the Student Union here, in off Ashby Road, and will start to weave their way back towards the pool to conclude their first lap. The campus, of course, is shut off at the moment. It's a closed campus for this Aquathlon and Triathlon this weekend. It's getting a bit tight at the front. I think we might have had a bit of a change at the front. Ruck is still in third. Jones just slipping back into second at the moment. Jones in second, Ruck in third at the moment, and I think that looks like our leading 3 at the moment. A good pack of 6. Van Aert is in there as well, Wilson 2 in that chasing pack. Well, Lauren Mitchell in the lead at the front in Heat A. She's looking strong. I just wonder how much she'll try and conserve as she comes to around about the halfway point in this run. Ruck now just moving up into the second place, with Lucy Jones of Wales just sliding back into third. That is a lovely shot of the athletes heading out of campus. Along Epinal Way and down Ashby Road. Well, Mitchell looking very composed at the moment. Just a little look over her inside shoulder to check she's clear. The race is really on for second, third at the moment. Well, Mitchell still going strong at the front, looking good at the moment. Back through transition for the final time in this heat, and it is Lauren Mitchell to go once more. Ruck sitting nicely in second at the moment. And now Mitchell just starting to stretch her legs as she comes around the entrance to the pool. Mitchell looking really good, and she's looking strong at the moment. Lauren Mitchell at the front of this first race of the schools games aquathlon for 2022. We'll see these athletes again on Saturday when things get underway in the mixed relay triathlon, an event which was first introduced into the Olympics for 2020, well, the 2020 Olympics held in 2021, of course. Well, it's nicely stretched out now as they come along Appin Way and onto Ashby Road. Storming past the traffic, aren't they? Just goes to show how strong these athletes are. It's Lauren Mitchell leading things still. Rebecca Van Aert in second at the moment. We've got Helena Coy and Ellen Ruck as well. Nicely at the moment. Amelie Smethurst as well. Well, as they're coming towards the end of this third and final lap in Heat A of the Women's Aquathlon, Lauren Mitchell is going to win this one convincingly, and we will see her in the A final later on. Freya Lester there. And as they're coming through to the finish, it is Mitchell and Van Aert, and I think Lauren Mitchell has just missed the finish. Well, misdirection there. She's not got to worry. She could walk around there and still finish. But it is going to be Rebecca Van Aert that takes the win in Heat A. I think we just needed an official to direct Lauren Mitchell. Maybe she caught everybody off guard because she was so far in front. But it's a tight finish around the corner. And those your top 6 athletes, and they do look quite spent, but we will see them again in an hour and a half's time. 320 metre swim and 2.2 kilometre run, all wrapped up here. So try and see everybody else coming through. Well, it is Lauren Mitchell, Rebecca Van Aert and Amelie Smethurst, Helen Coy and Ellen Ruck, the top 5 athletes. Lauren Mitchell done in around about 12 minutes 50 seconds. It was very snappy indeed. A lot of hugs and love from the young athletes out on course. Well, the second heat is already on the pontoon here in the pool. The second heat of the women's aquathlon. We've got Gabriella Horn, Eloisa Simmons, Annabelle Sauter, Isabel Price, Katie Ute, Anna Jolliffe, Melissa Turnbull, Freya Johnson, Maisha Trend Evans, Ella Chalmers, Anna Rose Marchant, Lucy Donnelly and Garance Ferreira. And they are already away in the pool for what we could say is 2 lengths and 2 full perimeters of the pool. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. So they will head up, back down, they will come to the middle buoy to start 2 full perimeter laps of the pool, and it's a real battle to get on this near side of the buoy. It's an advantageous position to be in. I think we may have Annabelle Sauter already. It looks to be Annabelle Sauter. Who is leading this swim of Heat 2. So about 12 minutes and 49 seconds, which is the result from that first heat time, is not exactly the main measure of success here. Yeah, so it was Rebecca Van Aert, 13 minutes and 7 seconds, the winning time from that first heat. Lauren Mitchell with her little misdirection at the finish, just coming through in 3rd. We will see those 3 athletes in the final later on, and it is a bit more of a challenge because the athletes in this second heat who head to the A final have much less recovery. They'll be finishing around about 1 hour and 15 minutes before the A final. The B final athletes, well, they'll have even less, because when they finish, if the athletes go from this second heat into the B final, which starts at 6 o'clock, they'll have just over 1 hour. So it's a real challenge for these athletes, but they are super fit. If you've ever attempted a duathlon, aquathlon, triathlon, you know you have to be supremely fit and resilient to get through the different events and challenges. We're already on the second perimeter lap of the pool, and we believe at the moment it's Annabelle Sauter, number 6, who is leading things. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. It's a smooth 10-metre lead in the pool, you would have to say. Lots of ground to be made up over the 3 laps in the run. But looking strong at the moment. Coming towards the end of this swim now. The Schools Games National Finals for 2022. The triathletes, well, they have a bit of activity tomorrow as well. They head over to Donington Race Circuit to do a couple of circuits on the bike. And already out of the pool. We're just waiting to see who's got their skates on first. But it is Annabelle Suter and Gabriella Horn, number 6 and 2, leading at the front, abreast as they head out of transition on the first lap of the run. And that is Naisha Trend Evans, number 18. Well, they're all flooding out of transition now. Eloisa Simmons is there in fourth as well. Ella Chalmers, Garance Ferreira, looking strong at the moment. These two athletes then, Horn and Sauter, looking strong as they head along Epinal Way under the shade of the trees. I'm sure that is welcome. Around about 23 degrees here in Loughborough today. Plenty of racing to be done on this first lap. Looking strong at the moment, but it is Horn and Suter at the front. These two looking very strong. Katie Ute there, Suter just coming through and pulling away from Horn at the moment as they come round the conclusion of this first lap. You know, it's a great place to be because you can just see up on the bank there, which is parallel to the pool. Parents, spectators alike will just have a little look either side to see the athletes coming down Ashby Road and the athletes entering back into transition. It's a brilliant location really for spectating for a triathlon. And Suter looking very, very strong indeed. Horn maybe just maintaining that gap in second at the moment. Suter is looking very, very strong though. I'm sure we will see her contending for medals in the final a little bit later on. They will want to save a bit of energy as well, but that is the first of 2 laps dusted here in the run. The first of 3 laps rather, 2.2 kilometres in the run. Suter looking really strong, just a look on her inside shoulder, that gap between first and second just stretching out at the moment. As the athletes snake their way through transition. And Suter full of running, heading out of campus now on University Road and onto Epinal Way. Well, it's a meandering running course, nice and smooth surfaces, undulates. It's a bit uphill as they head along Ashby Road, but it starts to trickle back down again when they turn left to come down Ashby Road. Ute moving well at the moment. Price is there in fourth. You just see the sort of gap that we have at the moment. A really stretched out heat at the moment. Suter looking good. Horn in second. Spectators having a bit of a sunbathe on the bank as well. enjoying the sporting activity which has descended on Loughborough University once again. Isabel Price in that blue tri-suit, moving nicely at the moment. She's in a good place. Eloisa Simmons as well, she sits in fourth. Katie Uke looking smooth as well. And Suter towards the end of her second lap in the run. No doubt about it at the moment. She leads convincingly. Gabriella Horn keeping amongst it as well.
Ahead of Gabriella Horn, who is 10 seconds behind now, 10 minutes and 2 seconds so far for her.
Another glance on the inside from Annabelle Suter. Price there as well, coming towards the end of her second of 3 laps in the run. Horn just running relaxed at the moment. She knows that in 1 hour and 20 minutes she will have the A final if all goes to plan over this third and final lap. Well, Suter must know this is wrapped up. Looking very strong. Sticking to that inside edge as well, just wanting to shave the metres off her run. Garance Ferreira in the red strip, moving well for London. Anna Chalmers of Scotland there, maybe just having a side, indicating maybe a bit of stitch perhaps, as Eloisa Simmons is in the mix to head through to that A final. Oh, Suter full of running at the moment. Just wonder how much energy the others behind are going to try and save. Well, this is the third and final lap of heat 2 of 2 in the female aquathlon. Well, Annabelle Suter has made this second heat look easy as you like, and she will cruise through the finish line here. We're looking at a comfortable win here. Suter looking great, and it is Gabriella Horn in second. I'm sure they will be off quickly just to try and maybe dry off if they aren't already, get a bit of fuel, get some water and hydration on board. That is Eloisa Simmons coming through nicely as well. Anna Joliffe in the black strip. I think we will see those 5 athletes in the A final in just over an hour and 15 minutes time. It's a bit of a sprint finish, and you can see there they're trying to perhaps get that 6th spot. So Suter in 12 minutes 40 the flash time. Horn some 18 seconds behind. Price in 3rd, Simmons 4th, Joliffe 5th, Maisha Trend Evans in 6th, and Hannah Rose Marchant just behind her in 7th. So those the finish. We have the first of 2 heats in the men's Aquathlon coming up now. It's Brandon Pye, Alex Dack, Jasper Adamson, Alex Robin, Patrick Atkinson, Tom Wetton, Dan Van Aert, I think we saw his sister earlier on, Max Murray in there as well, Jude Clayton, Jan Yip, Ben Howard, Tom Clark and Jack Weeks. The lineup for the first heat of the men's Aquathlon. "14 athletes. It's a real sprint on this first length of the pool. They'll tumble turn, head back downstream, and when they get to the pontoon they'll do the first of 2 full perimeter laps of the pool before they head out into transition, and we'll do 3 laps of the run. Well, the women's competition in the green skill caps, the men's in the pink, already stretched out. It's a bit bunched up and feisty in the back though, as you can see on the screen. Well, we wait to see who is leading. It looks to be Max Murray at the front, number 43. Maybe Alex Robin in there as well. We've come to the end of their first perimeter lap of the pool. The great thing about the schools games triathlon, the action is thick and fast. There is no waiting around when the previous heat is finished. We are already getting lined up for the next, and it's going to be like that over the next 4 days. 10 sports, over 1,000 young athletes descending on Loughborough University. I saw a lot of them arriving or just getting acquainted with campus as I came in this afternoon. Great energy and buzz around the place, and we've been very fortunate, haven't we, this year to have the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games. That was in the West Midlands, the UK school games here in the East Midlands, and it's nothing quite like a multi-sport games, and this really gives these young athletes such a great opportunity to experience something like this. I'm sure it'll be an experience they will have with them for the rest of their lives. The schools games as well, with its core values of determination, honesty, passion, respect, self-belief, teamwork and being eco-friendly, having a sustainable practice, another one of the game's values. And we're already seeing some great passion for their respective sports and a lot of self-belief as well, and we're about to come out of the pool and into transition, and we will get an idea of who is leading. We think at the moment it is Max Murray, number 43, from the northeast.
As they make their way into the transition area,
Right, it's all to play for, that's it. Quick transition for some of these young athletes. It's Max Murray and Jan Yip, Brandon Pye. We saw him last year. These three athletes storming away at the moment. Howlett is in there as well, Van Aert. We've got Robin Clark. These the order they're coming out at the moment. Duke Clayton in 9th, Adamson in 10th. 14 athletes. And there is Brandon Pye, a strong sprint start, and he's taking the lead very quickly. We've got Pye, we've got Yip, we've got Murray, Van Aert in there as well. Howlett just tucking in as well. And coming along at the top of the picture where the blue car is, that is where the athletes come out of the university campus onto Epinal Way. They then head up here for 150, 200 metres or so, and they turn left to head down Ashby Road, and this is where Brandon Pye is at the moment leading things through. Jan Yip getting a bit of support, you can see him in the glasses, saw him on his warm-ups earlier on. Van Aert is in there. Howlett in the white and blue strip. So we've got plenty of athletes in the mix-up. And Pye has opened up a pretty convincing lead. Yeah, sitting in second at the moment. Brandon Pye, Jan Yip, first of 3 laps. Yip is in a good place at the moment. We've got a chasing pack which has got Max Murray in, Adamson as well. And Brandon Pye came out the pool and transition third, but he's storming away on this run. Alex Dack being chased down by Jasper Adamson.
Come on, Jack, that's it.
Well, we saw the best women's time, just under 13 minutes. We expect to be well under 12 minutes for Heat A in the men's competition. By just looking on his inside shoulder a fair amount at the moment. Yip is still there amongst this chasing pack, and I suspect if they all keep tucked in together they will be fine. We're looking for around about 6 athletes to guarantee their spot. We also have a bit more recovery as well. The men's A final at 6:45 PM. It's nice to do it on a Thursday evening, isn't it? Closed campus. We'll see them for the mixed relay on Saturday evening. I hope you join us for that as well. Still plenty of medals for this evening. Brandon Pye Jesper Adamson, Dan Van Aert, Alex Robin and Jan Yip. Yip just at the back of the 5 at the front at the moment. Pi looking very controlled. Robin going well at the moment for Scotland in the blue strip. Another look on the inside shoulder. That's the benefit of these tight courses. Just a chance on the twists and turns to have a look to see perhaps who's behind you, how close they are. Howlett going well, as we saw earlier on the first lap from him. This is the third and final lap of the run in the Aquathlon. Tom Wetton moving nicely, chasing hard in this final 600 metres or so. Adamson in second, Van Aert in third, Robbins in fourth, Jan Yip just
we're filming this
fading perhaps off the back.
So, yeah, so if you could
Still got a bit of work to do. He's being chased hard by Clark. Wetton again moving well. Pi is going to win this first heat of the men's competition here, and we will see him in the final later on, chasing for that gold medal. And Brandon Pi, easy as you like. It's Brandon Pi from Adamson, from Van Aert, just outside 11 minutes. Very quick, and it's Jan Yip with Alex Robin in fourth and fifth. Tom Clark, Max Murray, who was first out of the pool. Tom Wetton in eighth. Those your top 8 as the athletes start to enter the pool for Heat B, and convincing win in that first heat, that opening heat for Brandon Pi. I'm sure we'll see him looking strong again in the final very shortly. Well, we also do have the Paratri final coming up in just about 18 minutes time. That's scheduled for a 5:30 PM start.
For the southeast, Charlie Ferris.
Well, we've got Harry Maxwell, Luke Holmes, Arthur Ballard, Rory Bryant, Ruben Snelson, Tom Wood, Charlie Trahan, Will Pridden, Ethan Bowen, Finley Bruce, Charlie Ferris, Charlie Brook and Sam Davis. The lineup for Heat B of the men's competition. Ethan Roberts in there as well.
For the first heat, it was Brandon Pi who finished first on a time of 11 minutes 15 seconds. Both the second and third, Jasper Adamson managing to edge it with a time of 11:20, but it didn't half with a time of 11:20. Then down the order, fourth, Alex Robin with 11:29. Jan Yip in fifth. It was Tom Clark in sixth. Max Murray in seventh. He was representing the North East. Tom Wetton in eighth. Alex Dack in ninth. Jim Clayton in 10th. And it was Ben Howlett in 11th. Patrick Atkinson in 12th. And Jim Brooks in 3rd. Those results will be into this afternoon's A and B finals a little bit later on. But in the meantime, as you can see
Well,
on the screen,
Heat B of the men's competition. After this, we head to the Paratri final.
areas across the United Kingdom coming together to represent
And then we head into the 4
school games national.
finals.
The same as our 3 heats earlier on today. It's lengthened back in the pool, 1 3/4 laps before making their way out to the rivals.
Well, away they go. 320 metres in the pool. Thrashing through that water. Well, it is 2 lengths with a tumble turn. They head back to the buoy before they do 2 full perimeter laps of the pool. Well, it's strong at the front at the moment, and it looks to be Tom Wood of the Northwest. Number 50 just leading things out at the moment. Already stretched out. They've done their 2 lengths and halfway round their first full perimeter lap of the pool. Can get a bit feisty. It's all bunched up in the pool, all arms and legs. Well, we have a bit of a breakaway towards the front. We'll wait and see who is going to exit the pool first and head into transition. Brandon Pye has set the standard in that first heat. Well, what can we get in this second?
So once again, we're getting ready to welcome
Well, out of the pool we come. Who is first to rise?
the second heat this afternoon.
Rory Bryant from Luke Holmes.
Out first with a time of 4:17. Luke Holmes behind him for 4:19. Just 2 seconds.
Charlie Trahan in third as well.
Third,
Those are your top three at the moment.
7 seconds between our top three.
Quick change, get those shoes on and out they come. Let's see who exits. It's Rory Bryant from Luke Holmes. Luke Holmes with the shades on.
Making up the top 9.
Off come those swim goggles, on comes the shades.
But as they make their way towards the transition,
Always a quick look on the inside shoulder to see a few athletes just gasping already. There's Ballard and there's Wood. Wood had a strong start in the pool. Let's see how much he can claw back in these 3 laps of campus. Out they come from the pool along the University Road. Now out onto Epinal Way. Holmes and Bryan looking strong, and Trahan is in there, as is Will Pridden from the West Midlands, snaking their way out of campus. It's around about 700 metres a lap, so that gives you a rough idea. It's about half a mile. Bryan just being chased nicely by Holmes at the moment, looking strong, looking composed as they dip back off Ashby Road and head towards the Loughborough University Students' Union. Plenty of family and friend support up on the bank. "14 athletes in this field as they start to maze their way back towards the pool. We do have a leading 3 packed in nicely, just working together. Over the bank come the friends and family. Well, we've got Bryant, Holmes and Trahan, the front 3 here. Ballard is there as well, Pridden, Bowen, Ferris, Wood back amongst it as well now. Looking for around about the top 6. 11 minutes 24 is the winning time in Heat A from Brandon Pye. This looks a bit more controlled, a bit more composed. We might have a bit of a scrap on our hands as we come into that final lap. We shall wait and see. Almost perfect conditions this evening here at Loughborough University, touch wood. You never know what might come with that British weather, but it looks good at the moment. The final 4, the men's Aquathlon. Well, the B final is at 6:30, so an hour and 8 minutes time. The A final, our final race of the evening, that is at 6:45 p.m. and we have a leading group of 4 now. Pridden trying to chase down Traherne, Ballard, Holmes and Bryant.
Get ready to welcome our Paratri athletes for their race this afternoon.
A lot of strong running at the moment as they streak downfield, and
For our Paratri athletes, it will be the same.
we've got a new leader, and it is Charlie Traherne. Ballard in second, so it's the boys in blue at the moment at the front. Over halfway in their second lap of 3. It's a 320 metre swim, a 2.2 kilometre run. The athletes will head to Donington Race Circuit tomorrow to get the bikes out. A few cycling challenges, I believe, and on Saturday evening they will be back here for the mixed relay, which is sure to be a fiery affair. It was great last year. Campus locked down here at Loughborough, and a mixed relay with swim the pool a run around the same course as we have here. And we also have a nice cycle around campus as well, which is a very neat and tidy twisting and turning course. Bit of talking at the front between the leading two athletes, Arthur Ballard and Charlie Traherne. Ulrich Bryant moving well, Luke Holmes in fourth, Finley Bruce now up into fifth.
And Katie Crowhurst with her guide Anna Patterson. So they will be our athletes for our Paratriathlon, which will be starting in a few minutes' time. In the meantime, we're still underway in the male heat 2. As our 13 athletes start on the run part of the course.
Bryant in a good position as well. Rory Bryant, the Yorkshireman, sitting nicely with these two at the front. Holmes just slipping off the pack, but he's still in fourth, still going well, being chased hard though, very hard by Maxwell and Pridden. A nice meandering running route, isn't it? Bit up here as they come along Epping Way, and it dips lovely just at the right time as they head on Ashby Road, as these lads have done. They know they're on the home stretch. Just looking behind is Ballard to see where everybody is. He's in second and he's in a more than comfortable position. Doesn't need to turn the screw too much, they just need to stay steady. Maxwell is going nicely at the moment, trying to chase down that gap and see if he can get into one of the top 6 positions.
And we can see here 4 athletes powering their way through into the finish area.
Well, as they come through, it's a bit of a sprint finish here. Had a canter through the line, and it is Bryant that takes the win. Holmes is there, Ballard and Traherne. Not sure what the sprint finish was about. They didn't need to worry. Around about 11 minutes and 40 seconds.
Over the finish line.
We should wait and see who has qualified through to that men's A final. Everybody should be getting another run.
So Rory Bryant finishing the race in a time of 11 minutes 31. The same time posted for Arthur Ballard, but slightly behind, very close between those two. And then Charlie Traherne and Luke Holmes in third and fourth respective, both with a time of 11:32. As we got the top woods over the finish line for the second heat.
Well, it's a big finish.
Over the finish line as well. Congratulations to him.
And we now head towards the Paratri event. Snelson ticking over to come home, put in a big shift in this second heat. A few minutes until the Paratri final.
Out on the road part of the course. Come on, Ruben, if you can hear us. As we see him making his way back down towards the Student Union building. And let's welcome him home, ladies and gentlemen, Ruben Snelson, making his way to the line for the male heat. 2 this afternoon. We'll find out the start of soon for the finals. Next up on the screen there, including all of the different areas for our para-athletes as they get ready for the para-triathlon final this afternoon here at Loughborough University. So the para-triathlon is now underway, as you can see from the screen. Starting is a little bit different from our earlier heats today. For this final, all of the athletes will be starting at staggered intervals depending on their gender, their age, and their classes as well within the classification system. Once they've found their way into the pool, it is around about 300 metres at the course that they'll be taking, just laps, no lengths, on this part of the triathlon, and then they'll make their way out on to the transition area where once again our para triathletes will be running the 3 laps that we saw in the heats earlier on today. This is the final though, ladies and gentlemen, so let's make sure please that we are supporting our athletes as they make their way out and around this afternoon here at Loughborough University. Let's make sure we bring some noise and support to keep them going.
Well, the Paratri final is underway, and it's a mixed bag because we have male and female competitors in this final, and it is a staggered start as well. So it's the almost the same as what we've just seen in the 4 heats in the Aquathlon. We've just had Ethan Dent enter the pool as well, number 54. So they are doing 3 perimeter laps of the pool, which is around about 300 metres. And we also have 3 laps in the run at 2.2 kilometres. Great to see the Paratri competitors here. We saw them last year in a bit of a demo where they did a bit of everything, a bit of a swim in the pool. They did a hard, I think it was 15 minutes hard on the bike, on some turbo bikes, and then they also did a 3-lap run last year as well. So it was a great experience for some young Paratri athletes. This Paratri final today, featuring 10 athletes, 2 of which are guides. One of the Paratri visually impaired. And our first couple of competitors about to come round for their third and final lap in the pool. The Paratri athletes coming in on a staggered start. So we've now got a few more competitors, only 4 left to enter the pool. We have our first swimmer out of the pool, and I believe this to be I believe this is potentially Felix Barrow. I don't think it is. We've got different information on our screen at the moment, so we'll just wait to see. And we have our first runner heading out of transition for the first of 3 laps, and it's Hattie Woodhouse, number 57. Great effort in the pool, and she is off on the run. The first of our Paratri athletes in this aquathlon. We're about to have our final 2 competitors enter the pool. All of these athletes with different disabilities and impairments. Woodhouse already on the move, heading out of University Road and onto Epinal Way. We're about to see our second athlete out of the pool, and it is Ethan Dent heading into transition, number 54. It's Ethan Dent about to get the sneakers on. Away Ethan Dent goes, number 54. Great swim from the young man. Around about 11 minutes 18. Woodhouse going well on her first lap. We're about to have another exit the pool. It's Connie Ratley, number 53. And Ratley in 3rd place at the moment, but it will unravel itself as we head to the final 2 laps of the run. Ethan Dent going well already, heading along Epinal Way, and here is Connie Ratley. Ratley out of transition, and here is Hattie Woodhouse. Gives a nice thumbs up to Connie Ratley as she heads out on her first lap of the run. Ratley out of campus onto Epinal Way. And here is Dent going well as he heads towards the Students' Union. This is Hattie Woodhouse on the start of her second lap, looking really strong. Giacomo Fatica, and I believe their guide as well, out onto the run. Patty Woodhouse on the run. Fatica just behind her now. We have Katie Crowhurst as well on her first lap of the run with her guide Anna Patterson. Well, it's really interesting to see how the Paratri Aquathlon unravels itself, because with the staggered start, some athletes are further ahead than others, and it starts to unravel as they come later down the line. This is Felix Barrow. Ollie Scott is also out of the pool and through transition. Ethan Dent done well on that first lap, on his second now. Giacomo Fatica down Ashby Road, striding out nicely at the moment on his first lap. And here is Katie Crowhurst being guided by Anna Patterson. And I believe this is Ollie Scott, which is just headed round both of them. I think we saw Ollie Scott last year actually. Dent once again on his second lap. Connie Ratley back through transition. And we've got two more competitors to come out of the pool as Dent heads up effing away. Freddie Palin on the way out of transition. This though, Connie Ratley looking strong at the moment on her third and final lap. This shot just as they head off Ashby Road and back towards the Students' Union as they meander back down towards transition. Crowhurst and Patterson coming into transition now to end their first lap. Just see the tether they have between the two hands. That is the guide. A lot of talking and communication between an athlete and their guide runner. Even more so in Paratri. Davies out the pool, Palin out the pool. Ratley. And we've got Ronnie Robinson with Sam Smythe coming out of the pool. And it's all action at this point. We've got athletes coming around at the end of their first lap on the run. Other athletes coming through into transition for the first time, and Robinson with Smythe guiding through nicely. Well, this young man heading towards your picture, I believe it's Ollie Scott, and excellent young runner. Connie Ratley moving well at the moment, getting a cheer as well. Fatica coming towards, or Palin rather. With Davies just tucked in behind him. Hattie Woodhouse on her third and final lap here. It's a bit more interesting for her now. She's had daylight in front of her for most parts of this aquathlon, but she's now got some athletes she can try and chase. Just needs to keep that rhythm. Felix Barrow just behind her at the moment. And now coming into shot on their first lap, Sam Smythe and Ronnie Robinson. And Robinson will be able to pick through a few athletes, I'm sure. Ethan Dent on his third and final lap as well. He's ran superbly so far. Ollie Scott rather, on his final lap, and he has been motoring on the first two. I wonder if he can just reel in Woodhouse and Dent. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out over the next 600 metres or so for Ollie Scott. Here comes Katie Crowhurst and Anna Patterson for their third and final lap. Woodhouse looking really strong. Robinson, along with Smythe as his guys, coming towards the end of his first lap. Matt Davis there, he's just getting a bit of stitch as Ethan Dent heads up the slope for the final time. Freddie Palin, just a look on his inside shoulder as well. Well, coming up for you in less than 10 minutes time, it's the women's B final. At 6:15 it's the women's A final, and then the two men's finals. So over the next hour things will be almost wrapped up, and this is the big sprint finish now, because it is Woodhouse and Scott sprinting for the line, and Ollie Scott has managed to reel in Hattie Woodhouse, who ran from the front. An excellent race, great commitment from those two young athletes. They look absolutely spent, and I'm sure they've enjoyed this Schools Games National Finals in the Paratri Aquathlon. This is Ethan Dent. I think he's in third at the moment. We're just trying to work out where everybody is on the course. Barrow going nicely as well. Well, there is Robinson, guided by Smythe on their second lap of the run. I think we may well see Katie Crowhurst come through very shortly. Well, our finishing arch is it's looking a bit deflated, isn't it? The action on the course has been, well, it's been great, but the finishing arch just needs some new air in the tyres. And here comes Katie Crowhurst through the finish. Might just have to dip a little bit with the finishing arch, but not quite just yet. And that is a great swim and run from Katie Crowhurst, guided by Anna Patterson. That is a lovely finish. Ethan Dent just finishing slightly ahead of Crowhurst as well, on about 10 seconds or so. Those your top four then. Ollie Scott, Hattie Woodhouse, Ethan Dent, and then Katie Crowhurst. Giacomo Fatica back running again, what I believe is his final lap of the run up the slope for a final time. Here is Davies, Matt Davies looking strong, great swim and great run from him. What an experience this is for these young para-tri athletes to get involved in the multi-sport games. We will see them in the mixed triathlon relay on Saturday evening at around about 6:15 p.m. or rather 5 p.m. for the para-triathlon relay. And we have Matt Davis heading through the finish. Felix Barrow just crossing the line as well. Ronnie Robinson just heading out for his third and final lap. Freddie Palin moving nicely at the moment as well. And there is Ronnie Robinson. Sam Smythe, his guide today. And here comes Giacomo Fatica. Looks like he was struggling with a bit of stomach pain during the run. I think our final athletes on this course, Ronnie Robinson, and into the finish, Freddie Palin, who's swam really well, dug deep over the 300 metre swim, and on this 2.2 kilometre run has gone very well. And Ronnie Robinson digging deep towards the back end of this run. Less than half a lap to go. Ronnie Robinson, who was last into the pool, had to dig deep. Visually impaired para-triathlete with his guide Sam Smythe past the Loughborough Students' Union. This is transition, and we will see in just a few moments Ronnie Robinson come through to round off this para-tri aquathlon. Next up, the next start is the women's B final in the aquathlon, and here comes Ronnie Robinson before that gets underway. It's a great setup, this. Absolutely love this aquathlon. The schools games have done a wonderful job of setting this event up. The first day of 4 days of action, and Ronnie Robinson wrapping things up with a wonderful run in this Paratri Aquathlon. Some great performances, great to have the para event here at the 2022 Schools Games National Finals. Next up in just a couple of minutes time is the women's B final, so we'll be with that in just a couple of minutes time. Right, the women's B final in the Aquathlon then. 4 finals coming up for you. About 1 hour of competition still to go. Right, so the lineup for this women's B final, it's Anna Rose Merchant, Lucy Jones, Garance Ferreira, Tabitha Robson, Melissa Turnbull, Ella Chalmers, Lucy Phillips, Freya Johnson, Lucy Donnelly, Freya Lester, Katie Yeat, Lana Morgan and Ely Malloy. 13 athletes in the lineup. Well, we love the heartbeat tension bed. What a way to get in the atmosphere here. And well, we have 2 lengths of the pool up and back before they head round for 2 full perimeter laps of the pool. And we've got 1 athlete at the front who is storming away with this one, and I do believe that may well be Wales' very own Lucy Jones. She had a great swim in the opening heat earlier on. Well, as they head around, for their first of 2 perimeter laps. It's a 320 metre swim, 2.2 kilometre run. Well, this is the first event of the 2022 Schools Games National Finals, the first of 4 days of competition as well. We have 10 sports for you this weekend over 4 days of action, each sport having its very own athlete education and athlete wellbeing mentor sessions. Getting fierce in the pool for this event though. Plenty of successful international athletes have come through the Schools Games programme. Adam Peaty, who coincidentally trains in this pool, Dina Asher-Smith, Ellie Simmons, Hannah Cockcroft, Johnny Peapot and Max Whitlock as well. The 2022 Schools Games welcoming back spectators, which we didn't have last year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. 4 days of action, 10 sports and 1,000 athletes on this 440-acre campus. Athletics, cycling, BMX, cricket, hockey, modern pentathlon, netball, triathlon, wheelchair basketball and wheelchair tennis. We're very glad to have para competition in athletics, cycling, triathlon, wheelchair basketball and wheelchair tennis. No cycling in the triathlon event today. We will see that tomorrow when they head over to Donington Racecourse, which will not be live streamed, but it's a series of challenges for the athletes on the bike. We will see them in the mixed relays on Saturday evening, which will feature a couple of laps around campus on the bikes here The DMX on the bikes features both technical and speed sides of the sport. Over at Derby BMX Club on Sunday. And the first couple of athletes out of the pool in this women's B final. Well, it's Lucy Jones and Anna Rose Merchant heading out of the pool. We've got Jones and we've got Anna Rose Merchant. The first two athletes, Lucy Donnelly, Robson Ferreira Chalmers. It's all hotting up around about 5 minutes or so to get out of the pool and out of transition. And there's your two at the front, Merchant and Jones. Moving nicely at the moment. There's a head away from campus. See, it's evenly matched at the moment. Well, they start to turn left here and head back towards the Students' Union and the pool and transition. It's all tightly packed in the middle at the front though. It's two athletes leading it out. And we've got Anna Rose Merchant at the front in this D final. Lucy Jones is sitting nicely in second at the moment. Merchant from Jones, and I think Ferreira is just tucked in nicely at the moment. It's Robson third, Donnelly fourth. We've got Chalmers and Youth in there as well. There is Anna Rose Merchant on her second lap. Lucy Jones of Wales trying to reel her in. Robson there, Donnelly in fourth. Just goes to show how close the athletes are. Gives a real picture. Jones just being reeled in slightly now. It is still with Merchant at the front. Well, we were due to start with the women's A final round about now, but we got underway slightly late, maybe 4 or 5 minutes late on this women's B final. It is Anna Rose Merchant at the front. Lucy Jones some 10 seconds behind, and then Robinson, Donnelly, Chalmers. These your athletes chasing top 3 position in this B final. Lucy Jones holding on for second at the moment, but it is Robson and Donnelly chasing hard. And here is Merchant as she heads out of campus for the final time onto Epinal Way, and she has this meandering gradual climb. Well, we're overrun slightly, so in order to keep things on schedule, I think the women's A final is about to get underway. We will see if we can watch the conclusion of Anna Rose Merchant in this B final, so we'll keep with that, and then we'll rejoin the pool as they've got things underway in this women's A final. This is Anna Rose Merchant. We will follow her all the way to the finish. Just trying to keep an eye out who is that in second at the moment. No medals or prizes, but a top 3 finish I'm sure would matter to many of these athletes. It is tight, isn't it, in these chasing positions. Jones, a look over her inside shoulder. She knows she's being hunted down. Donnelly still in the mix at the moment. Well, this the first part of the pool. They've done the first length, this is the end of the second length, and they're just getting underway with their first of 2 perimeter laps of the pool. And this in the women's B final, Anna Rose Merchant crossing the line in just over 13 minutes. It is Tabitha Robinson, I think, might just hold on for second. It's a real battle. Chalmers there, Jones just being run out of the top 3 into 4th. It's a big battle for 5th and 6th as well. What a fight on their hands they had. Well, that's the roundup of the B final. As I said, we were about 5 minutes late starting that B final, so this the start list for the B final. Sorry, the A final in the women's Aquathlon. We've got Annabelle Suter, who was brilliant earlier on, Rebecca Van Aert, Gabriella Horn, Amelie Smethurst, Lauren Mitchell, Isabel Price, Helen McCoy, Eloisa Simmons, Ellen Ruck, Anna Joliffe, Poppy Mitchell, Emily Wilson, and Maisha Trend Evans. 14 athletes in this A final. It's already stretched out. We've got a big lead at the front as it stands. 320 metre swim. They're on the second perimeter lap, and when they head back towards the pontoon and they'll exit out of the pool, and perhaps as expected, it's Anna Suter leading at the front. And she has a good 10 metre lead in the pool. Gabriella Horn, who chased her in the heat earlier on, in second. It's Helena Coy in third. Those who are leading three at the moment. Well stretched out over this swim. In the Schools Games National Final, Aquathlon. And here comes Suter out of the pool and into transition. She's a strong runner. No doubt about her swim as well. Well, there is Horn as well, chasing her. Coy in third, Mitchell, Simmons, Ruck, Van Aert, Suter out of transition. She had an 11-second lead out of the swim. It's Suter from Horn, from Coy at the moment. We know our two leaders. How's it going to unravel over the next 3 laps? Everyone's out of the pool. Everyone's either on the road with their racing shoes on or just exiting transition. We already have a chasing pack, and you can just see Suter out of shot. That is Coy. Here is Anna Suter at the front. Thumbs up from someone on camera along the bank there. Love your support, great to see. Horn a bit isolated in the middle at the moment. I just wonder how she's going to be able to pace this. The thought of chasing down Suter, who is so strong on the road, and being reeled in from Mitchell and Smethurst. Coy there as well, in fifth at the moment. We'll get a better indication of where everybody is and the time between them as we come into transition. Suter at the end of her first lap. She's around about 13 minutes and 7 seconds, I think, in the heat earlier on. She is motoring at the moment. Horn in a good position. She has Mitchell chasing her. Horn still in second at the moment. It's Van Aert in third. Lauren Mitchell there as well. Suter up the slope. Well, there is Mitchell. She is reeled in Horn, and Simmons is there as well. So we have a chasing pack of 3. It is Suter's race at the moment. Look how strong she is. Really seems to thrive on this downhill sloping section as she heads along Ashby Road and looks to turn back towards the Loughborough Students' Union. Positions ever changing as well. That is Price. Well, Mitchell has taken a bit of a lead in second. Horn has just been reeled in after that strong start. She now sits in 4th. She has Simmons to chase. Coming towards the end of this second lap. Suter. Well, she has a strong lead. We'll be able to see in roughly how many seconds. It'll be great for her to have an eye on where the other athletes are. She must know she's got a big lead, but you never stop racing, you never stop pushing. And now she gets an indication of where her chasers are. She is around about 20 seconds ahead. It is Mitchell. I think Simmons on a tail. Horn in 3rd. Van Aert is back in 5th at the moment. The race is on for 2nd and 3rd. Has Horn got anything left in the tank? Suter on this incline along Ethanol Way for the final time here in the 2022 Schools Games National Finals. This is the triathlon event. It's part of the triathlon. They do an aquathlon. They do some cycling tomorrow, and on Saturday evening we're back here for a mixed triathlon relay. This aquathlon is a 320 metre swim, a 2.2 kilometre run, and they're on the 3rd and final lap, and I think Gabriella Horn may have just been run out of a podium finish here. It is Simmons scrapping it out at the front with Lauren Mitchell. Suter working hard down this back stretch of the course, if you like. She had a 20-second lead coming into the final transition before this final lap. Isabel Price on her 3rd lap now as well, around about 10th at the moment. Gabriella Horn, who started so strongly, just back in 4th there. The scrap is really on for 2nd though. I wonder how is it going to play out between Simmons and Mitchell. They've been toe to toe the whole race. Horn is there. Van Aert back in 5th at the moment. I'm not sure she'll catch Horn. Just needs to keep ticking over to get through to the finish. You can see the spectators heading over to see Annabelle Suter in the finish. As she heads back onto the blue match, she gets it right. She knows where she's going under the finishing arch. And it is Annabelle Suter that takes the win in the 2022 Schools Games National Final. Coming through on this big finish. Who is going to get there? And I think it is Lauren Mitchell that takes the finish. It's Simmons that gets 2nd, Mitchell in 3rd, and Horn coming through for 4th. Helena Coy coming through for 6th here, I think. Rebecca Van Aert in 5th. Well, what a finish and what a run. And it was much quicker than we saw in the heat. Annabelle Suter 12 minutes and 16 the official time, almost a minute quicker. Eloisa Simmons in second, some 13 seconds back. She had a massive run, 6 seconds faster than Suter over the course of the run, but in the end it was that rapid swim from Annabelle Suter that just put her nose in front and she could not be caught. Lauren Mitchell in third, another good run from her. Just 4 seconds back from Mitchell. Gabriella Horn, 12 minutes 41 for fourth. Rebecca Van Aert, fifth. Helena Coy, sixth. And Amelie Smethurst in seventh. Well, this is the men's B final, our penultimate race of the day. We've seen Annabelle Suter take the win in the women's A final. Well, the eyes will surely be on Brandon Pye. The lineup for this one in the B race, though, it's Will Pridden, Finley Bruce, Charlie Ferris, Ivan Bowen, Sam Davis, Alex Dack, Hugh Clayton, Ben Howlett, Tom Wood, Charlie Brook, Patrick Atkinson, Jack Wheats and Ruben Snelson. "13 athletes as they go for the there and back, 2 lengths and then 2 perimeter laps of the pool and the swim. It's already a bit scrappy, a few swimmers having to chop and change direction and just take a momentary pause in the pool. We've not seen that over the preceding 6 or 7 races. This is the first of 2 perimeter laps of the pool, 320 metres for this swim. Still bunched up towards the back in this B final in the pool. Well, on this second lap, the second perimeter lap of the pool, it's looking strong at the front, bunched up towards the back. A lot of athletes having to do a bit longer swim. These are athletes for this swim. Pridden, Bruce, Ferris, Bowen, Davis, Dack, Clayton, Howlett, Wood, Brook, Atkinson, Wheat and Snelson. Strong at the moment in the pool. We're about to see our first athlete out of the pool. Well, it's Ben Howlett, the first man out of the pool. Tom Wood following him, Bowen, Clayton. Dack and Ferris there as well. It's all bunched up and strong at the front already. Look over the inside shoulder so early on. 4 athletes at the front, this chasing pack. We've got Howlett and Atkinson strong at the front, already stretching away. We've got Atkinson there, we've got Howlett, Clayton in there, Wood in 4th. Pridden just in the blue strip at the back in 6th at the moment. Now you see the chasers all bunching up in behind. Well, Atkinson has really put the hammer down early on here. Trashing it at the moment. A bit of a chopping and chasing as they head to cut off Ashby Road and head back towards the Students' Union. Just shows how close at the front it is. Atkinson just being chased by Wood at the moment. Tom Wood. It's Atkinson from Wood and Clayton and Pridden. Alex Dack has had a fantastic opening lap in the run, was near the back in the swim, but he came out of transition, put his foot down and straight into 6th gear. Now moving really nicely at the moment. Howlett is in there as well. Well, Wood has just taken the lead and Atkinson drifting off the back slightly here. Maybe he's just trying to conserve some energy. He went out very hard in that opening lap. Some great runners in this aquathlon. There is Howlett. Brook in there as well. Plenty of chasers. There is Wood as well. Atkinson digging deep at the moment. They're around about halfway through this run. It's 2.2 kilometres, 3 laps. Just over 700 metres a lap. Great to have the support on the bank as well. I'm sure they will just get their skates on to peer over the other side to see where the lead lies as they come back through transition. Well, it's at the front with Wood. Atkinson in second. Clayton's been there as well. Pridham in the mix. It's still Wood. Atkinson doing well just to hold on to the back with 1 lap to go here at the 2022 Schools Games National Finals. A bit of a wide berth as those legs get a bit more fatigued and that lactic acid starts to burn. We're just using it to peer over and see who's behind. Well, Dak is there as well, and it's a real scrap on at the moment. Dak just sitting back in 5th. He's got Clayton and Pridham and Bowen all around him. Well, less than a lap to go. They know they're on the home stretch. Atkinson now makes another move to the front. Great to see them racing. Great to see them fighting it out. Like seeing 2 chess masters play their best. Wood, another look on his inside to see where he is. Maybe he doesn't think he's got it on the legs. Atkinson streaking at the front. There is Pridham in the blue strip. Some way off the chasers at the moment as they head up the slope along Epinal Way. This our penultimate race on the opening day of the 2022 Schools Games National Finals. 4 days of action, 10 sports, 1,000 young athletes. And if you've been watching the Commonwealth Games this summer from Birmingham, which was over in the West Midlands, this is the East Midlands here at the Loughborough University campus. The battle is on though. Dak, wow, what a run. He's now into 3rd. It is Atkinson from Wood. From Dak. Dak having the run of his life. I'd love to see the splits at the end of this because he has really put his foot down. A lot of chasers still. These sub-battles as Atkinson comes back to the pool, and what a surge over this last lap, because Atkinson is going to take the win here. Wood chasing him down, but he's not going to catch Patrick Atkinson, who wins the B final here. Wood was flying. Dak chasing home strongly for 3rd. What a race that is. Just as the sun sets here, we have one more race for you. Patrick Atkinson with a 11 minute 49. That's his finish time here. And awarded with a fine swim, just giving him the edge in the end. Well, just to wrap it up, it's Patrick Atkinson in 1st, Tom Wood 2nd, Finley Bruce, where did he come from? What a run. By far the fastest run for 3rd for Bruce. Alex Dak, well, he made up a lot of ground but not quite enough in the end, just finishing 5 seconds off Finley Bruce for 3rd. This is the triathlon at the 2022 Schools Games National Finals. We have one more race to go, and it is the men's A final. This is your lineup. The man to beat, perhaps, would be Brandon Pye. This final then. It's Brandon Pye, Rory Bryant, Jasper Adamson. We've got Ballard in there. Dan Van Aert, saw his sister earlier as well. Van Aert had a good effort in the heats. Luke Holmes as well was looking strong. Traherne, Robin, Yip, Maxwell. Keep an eye out for him. Clark, Murray and Wetton. Well, our final race it's the last one. It's going to be fast, it's going to be furious. This is the 2022 Schools Games Aquathlon. It's part of the triathlon event. 3 days of action for these guys, culminating with a mixed triathlon relay on Saturday evening, which we'll be covering right here. Well, the man to watch out for really is Brandon Pye. He looks super strong in the heats earlier on. He's 14 seconds quicker than Heat 2. Well, if you've only just joined us, welcome to the 2022 Schools Games. It's the national finals here at Loughborough University campus. The Schools Games back with competitors for 2022. 2020 was absent due to COVID. 2021 we held the event but without spectators. And we're back in full flow for 2022. We've had an evening of heats and finals in the Aquathlon. The swim as part of this event. 320 metres. They do 2 lengths of the pool, then they loop round to do 2 full perimeter laps. We're keeping an eye out for Brandon Pye, who was the fastest from the first heat, the fastest from all the young men through to this final. We had a cracking race between Atkinson and Wood in the men's B final. It gets quick, and we're expecting something around about 11 minutes. Coming round now for their second perimeter lap. There's a Scottish athlete at the front. We think it may well be Charlie Traherne. Brandon Pye, hot on his tails, just slipstreaming him in the water at the moment. Well, we've got our two leaders who are around about 20 metres ahead of the rest of the field at the moment. It will be Charlie Traherne that leads out of the pool. Alex Robin from Rory Bryant, the first two athletes out of the pool. Pai and Yip coming out in third and fourth. Well, we're going to have some race on. Robin, the Scottish athlete, already away. Bryant in third. Well, how is this going to finish? 3 laps on the run, 2.2 kilometres there or thereabouts. Pai with a really quick transition. He's got a lot of work to do to try and chase them down. Yip, strong swimmer. Saw that earlier on. And then 4 men behind him, and I think we'll probably reel him in over the next lap or so. Robin in the blue of Scotland at the front. Well, Brandon Pai has around about 21 seconds to make up. He was 4 minutes 25 in the pool. Alex Robin 4 minutes and 4. So he's got around about 20 seconds to make up. He is a strong runner, and he was around about 14 seconds quicker than the second heat earlier on this evening. So he's got the credentials. What can he do? He's got a lot of work to do. You can just see them in front of him there as they come along Ashby Road, and he's already seen Bryant and Robin dip towards the Loughborough Students' Union, a real hub on campus. Well, the chase is really on, isn't it? Look at the bunch in the middle. This is the very, very best triathletes the UK schools have to offer. Robin leading. He's really steaming ahead at the moment, taking a wide berth as he comes back through transition. We'll be able to get an indication of just how far that gap is at the moment. But Pai's doing a pretty good job. Well, that gap is down to around 11 seconds or so, we think, at the moment. Certainly Pai doing the work to try and chase down on Robin and Brian. Robin, though, is really steaming ahead. How hard has Brandon Pai had to work, and how hard has Robin had to work in this opening lap? We shall see. Bryant looking strong at the moment. Pai has made up a lot of ground and already starting to be reeled in. We could be in for some finish here. Jasper Adamson there in fourth. Robin digging deep down the back stretch, if you like, and that's a interesting bit of action behind him, because Brandon Pai has moved into second place for the first time in this event. Rory Bryant digging really deep at the moment. He knows he's in third. He probably doesn't quite realise just how close Jasper Adamson is behind him, because he's had a superb opening lap and a half in the run. Ballard nicely in fifth. Well, the athletes turning through, and It was Robin that will lead as they come back through transition. This signals 1 lap to go in the run. 700 metres or so to go. The look over the shoulder. Robin still going well. It's 6 seconds now, the gap. What can Pye do? Brian is back in third. What a swim from him. How much has he got left in the legs? Can he hold off Jasper Adamson? That gap only down to 5 seconds now between third and fourth. Well, this is a game of cat and mouse, isn't it? Adamson looking superb in fourth as well. Can Brian hold on? He's had such a good race at this point. Yippee was fourth after the swim, just moving back through the pack now. Pye, will he try and surge up this uphill segment along Epinal Way, because he knows he's got the downhill slope along Ashby Road when they turn left at the top of this hill, the top of this climb. Adamson has moved into third. Brian gritting his teeth a bit now. Needs to keep on the ball because Ballard is chasing him fifth. Robin stretching. Meters in it now. You can see the crowds cheering them on. It was 21 seconds. It was 10 seconds. It was 6 seconds. Brandon Pye has brought that down to almost 3 meters. He needs to try and make a move because it gets a bit twisty and turny as they head back past the Students' Union. Robin digging deep. Where's it going to come out? Pye storming down the course. Ballard in fifth at the moment still. Where will they come out as they head back towards transition? Because it's Robin and Pye. Adamson in third. There's nothing to choose between them. Can Pye get between Robbins and the finish? It's a sprint to the line. Pye has just got the legs as they come round this final turn and under the finishing arch. And what a run that is from Brandon Pye. A sensational sprint finish between him and Alex Robin. Jasper Adamson storming through for third, and that is one of the finest races you'll see all weekend at the 2022 Schools Games National Finals. Brian held on for fourth in the end. Ballard coming through superbly for fifth, and they're all trickling through now. But that race at the front, it came down to the final 40 metres. We've seen someone go the wrong way. My word. Brandon Pye, 6:17 for the run. Alex Robin, 6:38. Jasper Adamson, 6 minutes 20. What a run from him as well. But Brandon Pye, 11 minutes 3 seconds. Alex Robin, 11 minutes 4. And Jasper Adamson, 11 minutes 14. What a run. And that is everything from the opening evening of action, the opening day from the 2022 Schools Games National Finals. Thanks for joining us for the triathlon and this aquathlon event. We're always back here at the Pool of Dreams on Saturday evening, but please do tune in tomorrow for all the action across the other 9 sports. Until then, good night.